Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central. CFL content for the fans, by the fans. Shit.
I already fucked it up already.
No, I didn't screw it up. It wasn't me. It wasn't me who screwed it up. This is goddamn football team that screwed it up. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't me. It was Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Montreal Alouettes defeat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
I'm thinking we screwed it up.
You thinking we screwed up the take? No, we didn't screw up the take. No, it wasn't us. Wasn't us this time, Rick. Winnipeg Blue Bombers lose to the Montreal Alouettes by a score of 42-33. And, the Bombers, for the first time since 2018, let that sink in, since 2018, will not be going to the Grey Cup game. And so we are guaranteed. Nope, you get those out of here. We are guaranteed to have a Grey Cup champion that was not in the Grey Cup game last year. So Bombers don't get redemption. Argos, of course, didn't even make the playoffs. So we're getting a completely fresh Grey Cup final. You know, Winnipeg able to get to the Grey Cup game all these years, except for the one that they fucking hosted.
You know what? Really nice?
This hurt. This hurt.
If Montreal loses next weekend, then we can just have like two fresh teams.
Yeah, as long as the fresh team is BC and not Saskatchewan, then that's fine by me. So I have a lot of thoughts on this game. Firstly, in regards to players who didn't end up playing, we have Nick Dembski, who is a game-time decision. He was ruled out. Mustafa Johnson didn't play. Sean Oakman didn't play. I'm not going to get into that. If you want to know why, just search up Sean Oakman CFL and you'll figure it out. And then this game starts bad for Winnipeg. Like, they get behind. They get in the hole real quick. Montreal just gets going right away. And Winnipeg is just asleep at the wheel. And they get 2 field goals in the second quarter. But just some bad fumbles, just some bad turnovers. And they just not being able to manage that Montreal offense. That Montreal offense was just unstoppable. The O-line for Montreal is not getting nearly enough credit right now. Montreal's running game, their running backs, from everything I've seen, are mid at best. But it's because their O-line puts up some of the most incredible rushing. I'm not going to lie. Montreal's offensive line with a Brady Oliveira running back has got to be one of the most scary potential things you could potentially face. Like, not going to lie, Alouette offensive line with Brady Oliveira, Rick, polar bear. That's scarier. You know? Like, that is a scary time. But Winnipeg would take a time count violation near the end of this quarter. Isn't that a lazy penalty? Third quarter rolls around. I don't know what fucking happened in halftime. I don't know if I don't know what the hell dawned on them that we should finally decide to play football. And we do. We get a touchdown. Cam Allen gets a nice pick right after. Collaros throws a ridiculous pass to Ontario Wilson. And then immediately after, Evan Holm forces a fumble, picks it up, and the Bombers go all the way back down. And now the Bombers are leading 27-25, which is where you would then start usually incorporating Brady Oliveira, running that clock, this or that. The problem is that they don't hold on to the lead on defense. They lose that lead right away. So they can't do that because now they're behind again. And so Montreal goes up 32-27. And this is where, like, Montreal starts with a heap of momentum. Winnipeg fires back like crazy in the third quarter, and then it just slowly falls away, and Montreal just starts getting back to their game, back to where they were before. Oliveira has a bad fumble. Collaros at one point says fuck it and throws it to Gabe Wallace. Gabe Wallace is not an eligible receiver. I'm actually kind of surprised that Gabe Wallace even caught that instead of being like, what the fuck are you throwing this to me for? And so, to which my brother seemingly had a gripe with the sport of football, saying, we're talking about how the big guys don't get to have it. But that's not true, because Eli got a touchdown for us earlier this year. But yes, so, and it just turns into a defensive collapse, and the Alouettes. I'm not like, the Alouettes are a damn good team. Seriously, this Alouettes team is scary. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Hamilton, I'm worried about this team. I am worried about this team. Not saying that you can't beat them. I'm saying is that this reminds me a lot of the Alouettes team just a few years ago that won the Grey Cup. And the reason I'm saying that is if you look at that Alouettes team, if you look at the way that they just kind of lit up and got red hot at just the right time, this reminds me a lot of that. And so I'll give credit where credit's due. Winnipeg puts up 33. So it's not like this Alouettes defense is the most incredible thing. It's going to be stopping the offense that's going to be huge. Thankfully for Hamilton, they got some good pieces that will be able to put up a good fight there. But Tyson Philpott was the key here. Austin Mack had a great game. Rambo had a great game. Those three right there that was your Swiss Army knife. And Stevie Scott had some good rushes. To be honest, I think 90% of that was that O-line. That O-line was what was the driving factor there. Davis Alexander goes 24 for 34, 384 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And even the 1 interception he throws, it's because he's got a lot of pressure coming from Tony Jones and some of the D-line of the Bombers. Collaros only throws an interception right at the end of the game. Throws 1 touchdown before that and actually plays overall. Zach Collaros actually plays a pretty good game here, especially considering he has no help. Brady Oliveira doesn't rush the ball very much. That's one complaint. Second complaint, this was a rough game for the O-line. They struggled. Like the best block they easily had was on the Ontario Wilson touchdown. They held them up pretty good, but their rush blocking, like they just look slow, man. They just look a little bit. We got 3 guys in our O-line that are really starting to get up there in age. 2 guys that I expect to retire in the next couple of years, and it's just they've kind of lost that quick step. And so with that, I could see the Bombers, that being a potential spot where the Bombers look to make some changes going into next season. Sergio Castillo is great. He's never an issue. Trey Vavel plays well. He doesn't get the blocks that he needs, and so unfortunately he's not able to be as much of a factor as I think us Bomber fans would have liked. As Trey Vavel has the potential to just be a game-changing player, but you need at least a few blocks. As if there's no blocks and it's just 12-on-1, then there's nothing a returner can even do on that. Rick, you watched this game live with me. We live streamed it, and then you actually since then have rewatched this game. What do you think? I want to know kind of your thoughts on stuff.
So I know you've already mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it again. You guys need to learn how to hold on to the ball, and it's just not one person.
Yeah, no, turnovers were a real problem.
Zach Collaros had 2 fumbles.
Brady Oliveira had 1 within our own 30-yard line.
Yeah, Brady Oliveira had 1. So there's
and it was in close
changes.
Though. Like it wasn't just a fumble. It was a fumble and just a terrible spot on the field.
It just seems like you guys couldn't even get your run game started because you guys only had 43.
Well, and that's the problem. Winnipeg gets the run game stolen by getting a quick lead, even if it's just 1 touchdown, whatever. The problem is that they were playing behind for this entire game. Because even when they had a short lead for for just a small period of time, they never actually got back on by the time they got their next offense out there, they had already lost that lead. So,
And then the other thing that I want to bring up, this isn't on the players, this isn't on either team's players, but my lord, coaches need to do a lot better time managing. So you have both teams who only have 2 timeouts for the whole game. That's it. Montreal had used 1 in the first half and challenge, which they've lost. So
yeah.
at this point, you have no timeouts. Run the damn ball. Montreal can't stop the clock because they have no timeouts for the second half. You just got to get up a lead and then run the ball, and then game's over.
And that's the problem. It was getting that lead, is that they were so
And
far
then
in the hole. Yeah.
Winnipeg had to call timeout because otherwise it would have been a penalty for time count. And then again, O'Shea goes to call a challenge just because he's fishing for something, and he lost it. Like,
Yeah.
whoever these people are,
both challenges were them trying to fish for calls.
Yeah.
Where there
whoever these coaches are that do these reviews for challenges, you need to get rid of them on either team.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Like, I get that Winnipeg was fishing because they're losing, but my lord. Like, I don't know what people were thinking.
Yeah. So, what else do you think about this, Rick?
I'll just be honest. Defense for you guys was not there. No sacks, 1 interception.
And you know what it is? This isn't a systems thing. This is Jordan Younger's systems have proven that they've been very, very effective given the right personnel. And that right there is your problem, is that they just don't have the star power. They don't have the manpower that they have had in the past to have the as successful of a secondary. That's
like
just,
even Montreal only had 2 sacks and 1 interception. Like, their defense wasn't there either.
Yeah.
Like I told you in our preview, it's gonna come down to your offense coordinator and if they can get Brady Oliveira the running yards that they can.
Yeah. And he did
not. But I don't know what it is with this. Like, this game was 75 points. The other game, the West Final, that was 60 to 70 points.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of defense being played.
But I don't know if you remember me telling you this. So if we took this weekend's games, added both years of rules into it, BC would not have won that second game. I know we're talking about the East Final, but BC would not have won that second game.
Because Sean White would have had to kick 55.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, people are going to have to get used to these things coming up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you really want to be honest, Zach Collaros did not play that bad of a game.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no. I don't think Zach Collaros was fun. Honestly, Zach Collaros played well. Like, I mean, if you look at some of the throws that he connected on, again, like that Ontario Wilson pass, just fantastic. He made some good moves down the field. He had some good connections with Stearns at times. Zach Collaros isn't the problem here, because if you even look at the ones where he's incomplete, like, I'm not going to lie, besides the Ontario Wilson pass, I would challenge you to find a play where but I would challenge you to find a play where he actually gets really good pass protection in front of him.
Oh, okay.
He's constantly running away from D linemen this game. And yet he still was able to get up what he did. And so I as much as people are joking around Collaros washed, and you know what, I get it. He's an older QB and he hasn't performed exactly like he has years ago. He wasn't the problem here. He wasn't. Mm-mm. So I'm curious if the Bombers try putting a bit of a new look in front of him next year, as Collaros will play one more season. He's still under contract. I'm curious to see if the Bombers kind of jump back into things, or if they take a step back. I'm not sure. There's a lot of free agents, a lot that will re-sign, but then also probably a lot that will leave. So, but we're not going to get into that right now.
No, but here's my theory on things. Is it's not that you guys need to rebuild. You guys just need to retool.
Retool. Yep. No, I think that's correct.
And
I will say Bombers need to splash more in free agency than they have before. They need to be a little bit more aggressive. They were a bit too passive this year.
And here's how I look at the Bombers.
Mm-hmm.
So Bombers are getting old that they need to bring in new talent.
Correct.
Ottawa, on the other hand, is in the same boat as you guys. They've been, well, not as you guys, but in the same boat as, like, for free agency wise. Whereas they don't have the old talent, they just have the garbage talent, and they need to get better talent.
Well, and it's not even just that. They have all this young talent, but they don't have the veterans there to teach these young talent how to reach. But they don't have the coaching staff, and they don't have the veterans to actually allow these players to meet their full potential. Like, for example, when you have a guy like Ontario Wilson, do you think that a big factor in his success is him being able to learn from a Nick Dembski? I think that's huge. Brady Oliveira constantly credits Andrew Harris in him learning to be the running back that he is. I mean, if you look at the style of running back, they're almost identical.
Yeah.
Fuck, I think they went to the same high school even. Like, I don't know. I think they both went to Oak Park. So yeah. So, all in all,
let's just say I did not picture Stevie Scott III having 133 rushing yards.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a Stevie Scott III compared to Brady Oliveira thing.
That will never happen again.
I think, no, I'm not even saying that. But Rick, I think the biggest factor there is the Montreal Alouettes offensive line rush blocking compared to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offensive line rush blocking. Like, I think it's very clear when you watch that game that those blocks were spectacular. Seriously, not going to lie. Like, in my opinion, star of the game for the Montreal Alouettes, offensive line. Nobody's talking about it, but they are just brilliant. There's a reason that Davis Alexander barely gets any pressure this game. That's the reason.
Do you think that them playing them the week before made a difference?
Like playing the O-line?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting a feel for things? Absolutely. Yeah, I think it worked out to their benefit. Is there anything else you got, Rick?
Not really.
Well, the Montreal Alouettes, with this win, will advance to the East Final to this Saturday to face the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yes, sir.
Which, Rick, you will be at there. That is at 2 p.m. Central.
I will be there.
And I will be live streaming this game on the channel. I'm not sure if I'll be streaming it by myself or if I'll find a
guest to do some live sideline reporting.
Or a guest to stream the game with, one or the other. And then the great news as well is that we will be live streaming as well the BC Saskatchewan game. And I'll start it by myself, but Rick eventually, once he's able to get back, he's going to join me for that. Yeah. And we'll watch the West Final between the Lions and the Rough Riders. So make sure, appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. Make sure you guys check out our West semifinal review, which will be coming out at some point in the next day or two, whatever, from when this is going up. And so, yeah, peace, love, and positivity, all you wonderful people at home, and we will see you guys next time.